My life was perfect. I always say Angie Welsh, champagne troubles. Nothing ever went wrong. I have the perfect family. I have the best husband and 3 healthy kids. I was just happy. I'd drive them to school every day, and we'd say our morning prayer on the way to school. And on the way home, ironically, I'd say, why me, God? Like, why is everything so perfect? And then a couple months later, boom, I got it. And that's when I was diagnosed with breast cancer. 3 little dots of DCIS. It's confined to your ducts. It does not spread. Very curable. It's a stage 0. You have nothing to worry about, Angie. Monday morning, I was in the surgeon's office. Tuesday morning, I was in the plastic surgeon's office. And Friday at 3 o'clock, I had a double mastectomy. My doctor kept saying, we're gonna have to check your lymph nodes. And I said, well, if it's confined to my ducts, why do you have to check my lymph nodes? That doesn't make sense. And he said, we just do. And 10 minutes later, he got the call that it was bad. And it happened to be a speck of pepper, yet it was the highest grade, fastest growing, worst type of tumor you could have. And thank God that I had not only my mammogram when I did, but I chose a double mastectomy because it would have probably killed me within 6 months. I started chemo in February. I had 5.5 months of chemo. They treated me, even though I was a stage 1, and it was, like I said, a speck of pepper. The grade was so high that they treated me as if I was a stage 3B. So I had very aggressive chemotherapy for 5.5 months and 8 surgeries in 2015. I have a family history of breast cancer, which I wasn't even aware of. And I don't know if it's just my family but we don't really talk about bad things. And you go to the doctor and they always say, oh, do you have any history of, lung disease? No. And I knew that my grandmother died of breast cancer, but you think, oh, that was so many years ago. That doesn't matter. So I definitely would have had genetic testing because since I tested positive for BRCA1, that would have changed everything. I could have had my hysterectomy, a preventative one, and I would not have had to go through chemotherapy. I would not have had to go through all the other surgeries that I went through, that I'm still going through. Had I known about genetic testing, I'd be healthy right now. I was a vegetable. There were 5 nights that I told my husband I wasn't gonna wake up the next day. I just think what Brandy's doing with this foundation for all mutations, and I think it's important for all of us to know. I tell my friends now, genetic testing is more important than a mammogram. The genetic test would have picked up my BRCA1 mutation 5 years ago, 10 years ago, whenever I would have done it. My mammogram clearly didn't pick up anything until I was 39. And thankfully, it just wasn't too late. But the foundation, I can't. I love what she's doing. I mean, every day is a gift. I always say, if you can drag your butt out of bed in the morning and get into the bathroom and brush your teeth, it's a good day. That's my story.